The first thing we're going to do is to draw 5 circles to make 5 different dots since we're celebrating Dot Day. You can just trace something. I'm tracing a small cup right now to make 5 circles, because when we make our colors or our values, we're going to be mixing 5 different values. So we need 5 circles, 1 for each value. Almost done. You can choose whatever color you want for your value. Ice cream cones, for your ice cream cones. I chose blue. You are going to need whatever color you choose and white. So this is just regular blue and white in 2 different cups just to keep them separated. And if you don't have paint at home, you can do this with crayons or colored pencils. First thing I'm going to do with my paintbrush is I'm going to paint one of my circles with just straight blue because this is the darkest. Look at how careful I'm being painting in the lines, because remember, we're celebrating Dot Day with our ice cream cones, and so we want to make sure that we have circles. Oop, I got a little splotch, but that's okay. We'll be painting over that circle. Almost done. Just have to be really patient. All right, and then I'll smooth it out. Now I'm going to mix some blue. Let me get some blue onto my, this is just an old lid that I'm using for mixing. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white, not too much, and I'm going to mix it with my blue. You can see that my paint is already getting lighter. All right. Then I'm going to paint my next circle. It's going to be hard to tell until these are dry exactly how much lighter it is on the paper when you're painting it, because it's so shiny and reflective. You can see in my camera, but you can see on my palette that it's a lot lighter. So it's going to be the color that it is on your palette. You just have to trust that it will end up that way on your circle. Again, I'm being so careful to stay in the lines. All right, now it's time to make my third one. I'm going to add a little bit more white and mix it in. You can see that it's turning my blue lighter, because when you add white to a color, it makes it lighter. Now I'm going to paint my third circle. And again, it's hard to see up there on the screen because it is so shiny, but you could see on my palette how it was getting lighter, right? I'm being so careful. Painting in the circles, in the lines. I'm going to go over and kind of smooth it out. Great job. Now I have 2 more to go. So I'm going to take more white and mix it in. Now I'm going to paint in my 4th circle. Oops, I got it outside of the lines, but it's okay. Accidents happen. Got a little more paint. Smooth it out. Now my last one, I'm going to take a lot of white and mix it together. This is going to be my lightest ice cream scoop. I'm going to make it even lighter. Oh, you can't see very well. There we go. All right. And then paint it on. Once these dry, you'll see just how awesome the color value is. All right, smooth it out. Look nice and neat. And then you're going to let those dry. Here's some that I did before, and they're already dry, and I've cut them out. So once your circles are dry, you're going to cut each one of them out. Don't worry if they've curled just a little bit. You can always just kind of gently roll them the other way, and they should lay flat again. We are going to be gluing them, so that will help flatten them out too. So go ahead, and once your circles have dried, then you can cut them out. Now it's going to be time for us to glue our ice cream into our ice cream cone. So you can see that my value scale goes from darkest to lightest, with my lightest ice cream scoop being on top. But if you want, you could do it the other way. You can also see where I was really careful with my paint. Look at how clean that looks. And then I wasn't as careful with my paint over here. When you're making your ice cream cones, I hope they all look really carefully painted like this, not so streaky like this. I cut out my cone using this piece of paper. You can cut it to any color you want. My camera is only this big, so you can't really see it if I turn it vertically. So I'm going to do it horizontally, but you'll be doing yours vertically. You're going to get some glue and glue down your ice cream cone. Make sure that you leave room for your ice cream scoops. I'm going to put mine at the very edge. And then I'm actually not going to press down the top yet because I want my ice cream scoop, my first ice cream scoop, to look like it's inside the cone. So I want to actually tuck it inside and underneath, and then I can press it all down. Now my next scoop goes on top. If you want, you could actually put it underneath, just like your scoop is inside your cone. I'm going to put mine on the outside, but you can put yours wherever you want it, just so long as it's the next darkest one, or the next lightest if you're going from light to dark. Again, make sure that you're leaving room for your other cones at the top. This is my next lightest, my fourth lightest, and then my very lightest goes on top. And there is my value cone. I'm going to smush them down really well, make sure that they stick. And now, again, if you could see it vertically, you would be able to see my value scale. Now, if you want to, you can go in and you can add all different kinds of decorations. You could put on any color paper you want. It's your ice cream cone, so do with it what you want.